So I'm going to get straight to the point. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. We all know that. But by who? Some people think it was Tyler Roberson. I don't think it was Tyler Roberson. I know that's a lie, spewed by the propaganda that the American media wants you to believe. It's all propagated. It's all BS, false narratives. You know why? Because that guy is the fall guy for the real shooter, who was actually, I believe, standing on the right side of Charlie as he held a gun up under his arm and he shot Charlie Kirk. And it, you know, prayers to the Kirk family, prayers to his wife and his 2 children. That is very, very extremely sad. And I just want to say that all this stuff has been transpiring. We're seeing everything happening now. We're seeing all the First Amendment and the Constitution being torn apart. I just want to say that, I want to get to the point. We're seeing this whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel today. Okay, Jimmy Kimmel Live has been taken off the air on ABC. I don't mind it, really. I don't mind Jimmy Kimmel Live getting taken off TV. I really don't care about the show. That's what I'm basically trying to say. But just because he had an opinion about Charlie Kirk, that shouldn't be the reason why his show should get taken off of TV. I mean, we have a serious problem if you can't say certain things about certain people without either getting fired, silenced, or getting taken off of platforms that, a person already has set up. That's just not the right way to do things. When you be president, when you're a president of the United States of America, you take an oath to serve the country under the Constitution of the United States of America. And, it's just so frustrating to see that all this stuff is playing out right before our very eyes. And a lot of people are not saying it. Well, you have the leftists or liberals or Democrats saying things about what's going on. And then you have the other side, MAGA, the hard right, saying that, yeah, we're for it. And I really think this Charlie Kirk assassination is destabilizing the country even more. It's going to cause an uproar, I believe, in the near future. They're trying to lead us into a civil war in this country. And if you really open your eyes, you can see what's going on. It's not really that hard. And, this is a very, very bad time for our nation. Because we're not only just dealing with this, but we're dealing with, foreign policy. We're dealing with domestic policy with our own country and our national debt, the way we spend our money, the way our prices are getting much, much more expensive. The cost of living is rising. We have so many things that we have to worry about in this country. And we have to deal with this political theater that we're seeing currently being displayed. They're also trying to take away our guns by, I think, having all these school shootings. I don't believe every school shooting is caused by just a kid. It's something that these people have set up to where something just happens so that the media and the people can come together on gun rights and a ban on the Second Amendment. That's what I truly think. You may think I'm stupid or weird or crazy. By all means, think that. That's just my opinion. And that's one thing we have to learn to accept as people's opinions, values, and beliefs. Listen, Charlie Kirk, bright dude, very smart, intelligent man. He might have said some controversial things, but one thing about Charlie, he would always listen to you, and he would always reply back with a respectful manner of things. And that's one thing I truly, truly liked about him. He wasn't afraid to debate nobody. And I just want to say that the reason that I think he was assassinated, I think he was assassinated for speaking and thinking about the genocide going on in Gaza right now. He started talking about what Israel is doing over there. And we all know what happened on October 7th, that very horrible day when the Jews were attacked by the group Hamas. And you know what's crazy? Can I tell y'all a secret? Hamas is sponsored by Israel, by Qatar. It's free news. It's public news. You can search this up. This is true. Hamas is sponsored by Israel. Netanyahu gave Hamas money in Qatar, Doha. And I think that he's using that excuse to wipe out the Palestinians in Gaza, to have that area over there near in the West Bank, so they can build, so Trump and Netanyahu can build their resort. That's what I think is going on. Truthfully, with all due respect, I take it or leave it. But no, seriously, back to this Charlie Kirk thing. It's just very sad what's going on in this country. I truly don't have nothing else to really say right now, because this is disheartening to me. I never thought that we would be seeing a crisis as free speech being, silenced. And this sets a bad precedent too, because if you get a Democrat president that comes in 2028, and that person comes in, what will they do in their next steps to take away the First Amendment, or even get rid of the Second Amendment? Our founding fathers, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, would all be very, very mad. And all of the people in government would be treasonous to the old founding fathers of this country, believe it or not. And this is just devastating. And I used to be a lifelong conservative Republican. I've always voted Republican. I voted for Trump in 2020, 2024. And I'm no longer supporting anyone anymore after I found out that this guy is a fraud. I'm talking about Trump. And he is an elitist. He doesn't care about the people. But they really all don't. And they're all puppets. But man, I was just so duped, because he was like, yeah, we're going to drain the swamp. Man, Trump is the swamp. Trump is the swamp. And I mean that genuinely. I mean, look at all the stuff he's been doing, man. It's just, but I just want to end it on this. This is just trifling, man. Like, it's trifling to me. Y'all tell me what y'all think, how y'all feel. Hey, it's just my opinion, my beliefs. You might agree. Cool. You might disagree. That's alright too. That's just my opinion. You can't do nothing but respect it. And even if you don't, then okay. But I'm out. Y'all have a good one.